In this video, we are going to see about how to write an abstract for a project or a paper in a simple way in using following simple tips. So let's go to the video. These are the simple five steps you have to follow while creating an abstract. So initially, we have to identify the background and the problem. So, what is the background you are going to, what is the domain area, what is the real existing area you are going to take, and what is the gap or problem or limitation you have identified in the particular area. So, that we have to first initially address in the abstract. The second thing we have to mention the objective. That is the aim of the project in a crisp way, not in elaborate way. And third one is the methodology. So what are the tools, algorithms, techniques you are going to use in the particular project? You have to mention it. And the fourth thing, you have to mention about the result or outcomes. What is the key findings and what is the expected outcomes you have derived through this project work. And at last, you have to conclude what are the significance or what are the applications you are going to draw through these projects, or what is the impact it is going to create through this project. You have to mention these items. So this has been elaborately defined, the same five steps, where when you are going to explain the background of the problem, you have to use one or two sentences only. So this will give a major overview about the problem. Next thing, when you are going to declare the objective, so you have to start the statement with the this project aims to or this work proposes. So use these words to clearly define your project and avoid verbs like study, explore. So these things you have to avoid when you are writing your abstract, and you can use design, develop, implement, optimize. These are few keywords which can be used to define your objective. And the third thing is your methodology. So what kind of methodology you have going to adapt? So your key techniques. It may be what kind of data set or what are the setup environment you are going to implement your project. So everything can be explained here, but don't elaborately define your methodology, and it can be explained in your upcoming text in your research paper. So the fourth one is the result or outcome, whether it is a measurable outcome like through performance numbers, accuracy, what is the gain. So it can be mentioned in that way, or you can specifically whether you have any numbers, that is percentage, 90 percentage or 3.5 values. So you can use those numbers, which will be very much better. But if you have not completed your project, you can define what is the expected outcome through this project also can be said in words or percentages. And at last conclusion, what is the impact it is going to create? What is the improvement you have done through this project from the existing project? And what is the future scope is going to create, or what are the future works can be carried out after this project implementation can also be highlighted over here. So I have defined with three examples. So initially I have taken a simple example of IoT project to filter a rainwater. So I have broken down the abstract into the five categories. So first category is going to explain about the background and problem. So here the background is rainwater harvesting in a sustainable solution to water scarcity. So rainwater harvesting is the your background, but collected rainwater is often contaminated with dust, debris, or pollutants, which is the problem to be addressed. And it is making it unsafe to direct use without proper filtration or quality checks. So these are the problems which are occurred in the or gap which has been identified by you during this project. So when we are coming to the objective, here the objective has been mentioned, and this project proposes, so that is a keyword, an IoT enabled rainwater filtration system. So this is your technique you have been adapted over here. And it's going to do the continuous monitoring key water quantity parameters such as pH, turbidity, TDS. So these are the various objectives which has been uh, you are going to focus on. Third one is the methodology. So what is the method you are going to adapt? Multi-stage filtering. And I'm going to use sensors connected to microcontroller. And it's going to transmit real-time data to cloud dashboard for remote monitoring via a mobile app. So these are the various methods you are going to adapt in this project. And coming to the fourth result or outcome, here you have reduced the turbidity over 90%, which is here we can show in the numbers 90%, and pH level within the safe limit of 6.5 to 8.5. So these are some values which is you are going to derive by doing this project. And finally, the conclusion parts, it's going to be affordable, scalable, low maintenance approach. So these are some conclusions. And the future irrigation with solar power operation and predictive maintenance alert is the scope of the project. So it's a simple way to represent. It will be easier to break down the sentences, and finally you can combine these words into a clear abstract. So it's a second example where I'm going to create an AI chatbot for farmer to help in mango cultivation. So the background is the mango cultivation, and the problem is the challenges such as pest infestations, nutrition deficiencies, irregular irrigations, and disease outbreaks. These are the problems. And many farmers, especially in rural areas, lack timely access to agriculture experts or rely on guesswork on delayed advices. So these are the various problems or gaps identified in this project. The objective, this project aims to develop. So here we are going to develop an AI-powered chatbot. So it is going to give instant accurate guidance on mango cultivation practice, including pest and disease identification. So various scheduling activities. So these are the objective of your project. So now the third part is the methodology. Here they are using natural language processing, and they are using machine learning model trained agriculture data sets, pest patterns, and best cultivation practices. So you could see the various uh, practices they have mentioned over here, right? So, and the next thing is the result outcome. So here we have 85 percentage, and the average response time has been reduced to 3 seconds. So these are few highlights. And here the conclusion is a real-time expert guidance at low cost, reducing yield equality, and the scope is to extend the system to other crops. So if I have completed for mango, then I will go for other crops. So this is the extension. So these things can be mentioned in your project too also. So you can go for another example, which is medicine based AI to detect skin cancer using mobile phone images. So here you can see the background of skin cancer, particularly melanoma disease. So the problem is significant survival rate is has been detected, and many regions the visual examination is subjective and to prone to human error. So here, whatever may be the whatever may be, they are going to diagnose the disease, but the human error occurs. This is going to be a problem, and it is a high risk. So this is the problem they have mentioned. What is the object? They are going to develop an AI-based system which detects and classifies skin cancer from images captured using a standard mobile camera, enabling low cost. So this is an objective. And when coming to methodology, they're using CNN and dermatology imaged data sets to diagnose the data. And with this, they are also using subclassifications of cancer types, image processing techniques, and to model lower quality images so that they can improve model accuracy. So these are some various methodologies. They are technical languages you have to speak here. And the result and outcome, again, the accuracy of 88% of tested data sets and 85%. So this under the image is under 2 seconds, processed image under 2 seconds on devices. So these are the results. So here you can see they have spoken in values. And at last the conclusion, it's going to be low cost preliminary screening tool. So it's a mobile scanning devices. It's going to be low cost and it's going to be 80% result it's going to give. And the future, it is intended to assist, not replace. So this future scope of for clinical validation and integration with telemedicine platforms. So with the help of in the telemedicine field, you can go for this project. You can use the result of this project and or the methodology you have adapted can be utilized for the purpose. So this is how you can write a simple abstract. Just remember the 5 steps which has to be addressed in the while writing the abstract. So I hope this video is really helpful for you. All the best.